Think. And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Interviews. And tonight, we have some interesting projects for you. It's not going to be a long stream because I got to head over to another stream immediately, usually after this one ends, which is what is that? 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock my time. So that's what, like 10 o'clock Eastern. So, I gotta, I'm going to go over to Eric Weather's channel and we're going to see if there's anybody on his channel that wants to buy some Captain Love. Because Captain Love Chapter 2 is for sale, in case you didn't know.
Yes, love for sale.
Love for sale. Oh, it just sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Pimping it.
Yep. See? Praising. Love it.
So, the tonight, let's see who wants. We're just going to hang out and talk about these projects. We got Greg, his friend, his partner is supposed to be showing up eventually. Don't know what the story is on that. What's his name? Jay? Is that what it is?
Javi Absher.
Javi Absher.
Yep.
Oh, man, I hope I sent it to the right person.
I don't know. We might get a very, very interesting visit then.
Let's see here. Who the hell did I send it to then? If I didn't send it the right. Oops. Let's see.
As long as it's not somebody called Mr. Scandalous, we're good.
Mr. Scandalous? Is that a real person?
No, I'm just saying, like, the theme of the day.
Some kind of OnlyFans link.
Yeah.
OnlyFans. Yeah, well, I gotcha. The OnlyFans would be funny though.
It might be even more than funny, but let's not go there.
Exactly.
So I was reading an article how like these strippers were like the article was saying how headline was all these strippers came up with Javi Absher. Yeah, that's who I sent it to. They were saying that the strippers were all like innovative and came up with like this brilliant way to make money. And I'm like, okay, this is a fucking thing about OnlyFans. No, they just made their own website where they do a 3-hour fucking twice a week stream where they do strip teases to G-strings and pasties. And then you got to tip them with your Cash App. I'm like, seriously, that was their brilliant idea?
Hard work.
Yeah, there's an OnlyFans, right? It's like...
That's like welcome to 2003.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Slaving.
Can somebody say Demolition Man?
You're gonna send them some money?
Demolition Man didn't have the obesity problem though. I saw Critical Drinkers video recently about Demolition Man, and I saw somebody's comment, and they said there's no fat people, so it can't be real.
Okay, we're turning into the Wall-E years.
The Wall-E years, where everybody's hefty.
hefty and connected to a chair and internet and telephone and screen and yeah.
That is a great movie, though. I'll tell you what, awesome script.
Yep.
Yeah, it really was. That's the one thing Disney was really good at back in the day as well. I mean, before, Oh,
guys, by the way, I watched a new show yesterday. Did you guys watch Primal?
Primal?
No,
Primal?
I don't watch shows anymore.
There's no dialogue. It's all visual storytelling. It's freaking beautiful. I watched it yesterday with Beacon. It's freaking amazing. Check it out.
It's not woke?
Nope, it's on Adult Swim.
Bad acting?
Nope, there's no voice acting.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's all visual storytelling. It's inspired, and even the creator said it. It's inspired by the Kirby Monkey Boy and Devil Dinosaur. So it's a story of a caveman, you could say, right? That loses his wife and kid and find friendship with a T-Rex, and faces the absurdity of the primal years. Yeah.
So he's a pet class.
Yeah, it's really
awesome. Fun. Why not?
I was surprised. It's freaking good.
Something worth watching in 2020. It's just blowing my mind right now, Sim.
And if you're in the States, you can get it for free on the Adult Swim.
Oh, I get it all for free.
Yeah. But I have to say it.
Give me
So, all right. So, who wants to go first? Everybody scream at once.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors. Let's do this. Rock, paper, scissors.
or shield net sword.
Exactly. Get it?
Right. Nice.
So Hex is going first then. So
Yeah. Nice pitch there. So how you guys doing now?
We call them segues, but thank you.
Yes, master of segues. So yeah, I got this campaign going, or I have an email list up for it. It's called the Art of Shield Net Sword, and basically it's my own artwork based on characters I created for a mobile game, and it's not the comic book, but there's a comic that comes with it, which is an ash can of my comic I'll be launching next year called Nephilim Squadron. So if you sign up, you get that. So you guys.
All right. So first, just tell us what it is. It's a game, a card game,
No.
a board game.
No.
An app.
Okay, Hex. Start by the mobile game. What it's about.
Yeah,
Introduce the
there you
mobile game, and then and then go
Okay.
to what you're offering on the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the game is a rock paper scissors game done in a side-scrolling style where you select characters and you use your shield, your net, or sword in place of rock paper scissors against your opponent. So the game is very simple. There's nothing fancy about the game. It's going to be free, not free to play, no microtransactions.
No pay to win.
We all hate that shit, right?
Oh yeah, in that era of gaming.
As far as I'm thinking this is like my Flappy Bird. Okay, so Flappy Bird was free. You know what that is? It's free. Just download it, play it, or not. But the campaign is for the characters, cards and posters of the characters that will be painted finely, in a digital painterly manner. So if you scroll down, you could see what's offering there. Do you have control?
Yep.
So yeah, these are works in progresses of the progresses of the cards. They'll be better painted than that, and a little bit below that on the right, you have those would be posters, or not huge posters, probably. I'm thinking 9x12 or A4 or something like that. I was thinking also 11x14, but that's kind of an odd size. But that's the Bristol sketchpad paper size, and that seems to be nice for what I'm looking for these backgrounds. And the backgrounds you see there on these posters are from the game. They're not what I'm planning. They're not what I'm doing. Actually, I have a exclusive sneak peek into what one of these painted backgrounds will look like. Oh, you don't care about this? Let's hear about the comic.
No, we care about everything. Relax. I thought you were talking. We're gonna get a special like a glimpse of the ash can.
Oh, maybe next time.
Looks super cool, man.
I don't want to blow everything in one shot.
You don't want to blow your load. Got it.
Right. So, can you share my screen there?
Not until you do.
That would kind of help.
There you go.
Oh, it's blinking. Is that me? Oh God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Epilepsy warning.
All right. So yeah, you've probably seen some of the characters I've been painting, and so this now is I'm just getting started on this background painting. So yeah, it'll look more realistic as I go along, and the same with the others. So
they're still all work in progress. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's a glimpse of that. And also, if you sign up, I'm going to throw in the you can go back to that other thing. Or how about this?
Now you're sharing again?
Yeah.
Wait, you're sharing the same thing I'm sharing.
Yeah. So if you sign up, you get this here ash can of Nephilim Squadron. It's just a little tasty taste of the main campaign. So this campaign is sort of like a pre-campaign for Nephilim Squadron, and I'm using some cross IP synergy to get it going here. And you know, I have to do it now because it's in the stars, and
also get people to play your goddamn home game.
yeah,
Right?
That's well, absolutely. And you know, I'm thinking about
is it available now? Is it released already?
Oh no, it's you know, barely playable. It's in like a pre-alpha stage.
Okay.
I kind of had to put it on hold to do this because I you know, fire was lit under me from all of you guys, and I've been wanting to do this comic for like 30 years. I've been doing it on and off for about 30 years, and this is actually version 2.5 of it. So, and I really want it to be successful, so I don't want it to be my first campaign. So that's
so. Quick
rush.
Question: That's gonna when is the game gonna launch? When you're done with this campaign at the same time, or later on?
That's the plan, probably Marchish.
So
Marchish.
People will get their cards, plus the game will be released and they could download it. And you're not gonna be like 6 a.m. and just put it on freaking Apple, are you?
Oh no.
Yeah, you're not gonna be an Apple snob, right?
I'm looking out for everyone.
Love you, 6 a.m. I really do.
Hey, you know what? I have Apple, so it doesn't bother me at all. Go ahead and be an Apple snob.
Yeah, I mean it's free to submit stuff on Google Play. You know, you have to have a developer license on for Apple.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the holdup is with that. But
with Apple though, you just pay one flat fee and you get all the games on the platform.
Oh, yeah, I have to keep up with that. Yeah. So that's basically it for that for me. So please sign up and you'll get some goodies. As far as stretch goals,
all right. Well, why don't you tell us about the characters and the that we're looking at here and where they were inspired. Give us some juice, man. Give us some grease and gravy. Yeah.
Hell yeah, we do.
All right.
Also, what kind of view do you have in the game? Is it like a first or third, or is it like a drop down?
Side scrolling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like 2D side scrolling.
And if I remember, the idea is that you're gonna be playing like rock paper scissors type of game. Like it's gonna be shield.
Which
the
engine?
character keeps going.
A Unity.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the game. It's just a culmination of what I've learned in the gaming industry since. Well, I'm no longer in the gaming industry, so, and I really don't want to go back because I'd rather be independent when it comes to that.
So what were you doing? Let's take a side note. What were you doing in the gaming industry?
I was doing technical requirements, senior quality assurance, and for a little bit an animation, character animation.
So what did that mean? Did you play games or did you do paperwork?
Both. Some of both, yeah.
All right. So in the when you were in the industry, without getting into like too much like mundane details, give us a quick bird's eye view of what it was like. Like what would be like a typical day be? For people who are wondering, there's a lot of people out there who hear gaming and they're like, well, they want to know because there's all kinds of ads out there about learning to be a game programmer and developer and that kind of stuff. So tell them.
Well, the last job I was with a mobile gaming company, and it's quite a bit different from the job before, which was at Activision, and I was there the longest. But in the mobile gaming company, I was in a senior quality assurance role, and I can't speak for every company like that, but in ours, we got a lot a lot of interaction with other departments. So you would learn a lot about programming, design, production, management, and in my role, I attended a lot of meetings. So it was like I got to touch upon a lot of things and expand my skills. And also they had a learning program there, so you could learn like After Effects and it was really progressive there. But I can't say like for there's many different roles there. I mean, if you're an animator, you go in and you animate on a character for all day long. I did some of that at Activision, and also technical requirements. That's a lot of, as it sounds, of paperwork. So yeah, it just depends on the role you're in, and I had mainly 3 different roles at 3 different times.
It's really more like a shop, like working at a shop, and you got one piece, you're one gear in there, and you're doing one part of the job. Yeah.
That's what a bigger company would be like. But it, like I said, depending on the company and just the workflow, you could juggle many different roles.
So what was your favorite part about working there, and what did you hate the most? You got any answers?
Oh man, should I say?
I don't know. Be open, be friendly. The people who are watching this, we're trying to turn them onto your mailing list, man. So you know what I mean. They want to know a little bit about you because you're gonna make this game, and then they're like signing up for these cards and this characters from this game and that you're making. You know what I mean. The game's not there to see, so the best thing we can do is get them to know about you.
Do like you did with me the other day with a few of us. You described what was the game. The fact that you said that it's a rock paper scissors type of game, but side scrolling. Explain how.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about the industry. But
no, I was just trying to get into the background. I was digging so that people know about you. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in the industry. I mean, other than other than the regulars. I'm talking about like we're trying to get to know you, like what you did.
Well, I guess like in relation to this game, when I was working at the mobile company, I would since I acquired all this knowledge and I had the foreknowledge that the company was shutting down anyway, I would go out into my car at lunch and think of like well, maybe I could come up with a game. There's so many crap games on these platforms. Why can't I just put one out there too? So so I sit in my car and do sketches of characters and think of like what kind of genre has not really been touched upon. And so I did some search around for like, maybe a rock, paper, scissors game. You really don't hear much about those. And so I looked them up, and there wasn't much of wasn't much cool stuff out there. So I would just sit in the car for weeks on end and come up with ideas for how to design it, characters, and then when the company shut down, that's when I started going full bore into production. Until I stumbled upon Comicsgate, and then I was inspired to go back to my comic, and then here we are with the fusion of the both, in some way. So that's the story of how the game came about.
Well,
and as far as the characters go, the idea was to have, I guess, sort of a MOBA-like setting or like a Secret Wars sort of thing where characters from disparate places in different universes are thrown together in sort of an arena-like fighting situation. So you got, like a couple of creatures. You got like a swashbuckler type. You got a dwarf. You got a snow princess. You got like a gladiator woman, and then like another gladiator guy from a different era. knight, so lovingly called the Boner Knight from Kino Subway.
Chris calls him the Boner Knight, huh?
Yeah, because this flap, I need to fix this.
Ah.
This flap in the front of his crotch is like kind of sticking out funny. So yeah, there's really nothing as far as like substantial as far as the story goes is in the game, because I'm seeing this as more of what I call the Donkey Kong principle. Like what is an Italian plumber, a fantasy princess, and a sentient ape have to do with each other? Nothing really, right? but it's a great fucking game. So and that's the idea with this. It's just like some characters thrown together and instead of like fighting, the actual fighting is sort of suggested. It's an all ages game, so there won't be blood.
Bummer.
But there will be blood in Nephilim Squadron. Anyway. Let's see. So yeah, the campaign itself is very simple, and it's going to be very affordable. So there's very little risk, and the ash can is black and white, so you're getting a comic thrown in there. So I know that's what people really want anyway. So you've got your comic.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what everybody's going to be backing for, and then is that ash can, right?
Mm-hmm. And plus, if you get that, you'll be like, I'm trying to get word of mouth going for an elite few. So if you want to be among that elite few who read this and love it and spread the word, then this is for you.
So Eric has a question for you here.
Mm-hmm.
It says, what is Neflan Squadron about? I like the name, and the cover looks like characters are out in space.
Oh, well, this cover actually is this is kind of a prototype cover. I wasn't planning on actually using it for production. So
what's it about? So just fill in the blank.
Okay. First of all, it doesn't take place in space. Sorry. It takes place on one planet. Here, how about that elevator pitch, huh?
Yeah.
You guys ready for that?
You got it. There you go. See, there's some stuff right there for that.
Okay. All right. Nephilim Squadron is Robotech meets American Flag by way of Jodorowsky. And if you don't know who those people are, or if you don't know American Flag, then I guess the macro version is that Nephilim Squadron is what I call a hard space fantasy. It's a story of a war-torn planet and a clone pilot who desires a soul. But on a micro level, or that would be the micro level. On a macro level, it's an ancient story told 700 years in the future. So,
okay.
Interested?
So it's futuristic on another planet.
Right.
Okay. So that's cool. So it's sci-fi, not necessarily space sci-fi.
Right.
Okay. Very cool.
Think in terms of
space fantasy.
Vietnam, a hard space fantasy. Did I come up with that? Yes, I think I did.
Did you?
A hard space fantasy?
Yeah.
Hard as in difficult?
Well, you know how people like say, well, my story is like hard sci-fi. It's chunky.
It all explains the huge bulges that Subway was making.
I guess when I think of hard space fantasy, I think of
Mobius,
Jodorowsky, heavy metal.
Yeah.
Wacky stuff.
Yep. Well, heavy metal was probably responsible for getting some people hard.
Yep. Make sure no one's watching.
Maybe me, but I'm not going to say either way.
All right. So with all that silliness in hand, the link is in the chat.
Yes. Please sign up and.
Give him your email and your firstborn. And did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Give me the blood of your firstborn.
And then you will get an update when that thing is going live. He's going to email you and let you know that it happened, so that you can get yourself some of these cards and obviously the mobile game, and that'll be pretty awesome.
Yes, and remember, these are rare. These will not be reproduced or sold anywhere else again, and it could be worth something someday after I'm dead. So please sign up and back the damn thing.
Yeah. All right. So Greg, do you want to share your screen? Because I noticed the Facebook page doesn't have a lot on it. So.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no.
Right. Let's see here. It's just basically the Facebook page. I've got some content I'm unveiling very soon, but most of the work's been everything behind the scenes, getting everything rolling. Been working, Javi and I have been working for several months now, setting different promotion plans in place. We're going to be producing merch in-house. He's got all the equipment to do so. He's going to be launching his Mechyard Warriors campaign after I launch Gun Demon. So we're going to be hitting like back to back. We're set up in the same shared universe with our characters. And we're going to introduce each of the characters, kind of one at a time, kind of MCU treatment, do it properly, give them all their own story, let them stand on their own, make them significant in our shared universe, and then bring them in together, start doing crossovers and all that. Because, I was looking around and I see a lot of really brilliant talent in indie comics, especially in Comicsgate. But what I don't see are very many shared universes. I think I've seen 2 so far, and those are both outside of Comicsgate. And I reached out to several creators, I don't know, about 6 months ago, something like that. But, at that time, I didn't have any kind of material in place and any of that kind of stuff. So, they wanted to wait and see what happened. Javi jumped on it. He thought it was an awesome idea. He started developing his Mechyard Warriors IP. Essentially, Gun Demon is a little bit about the world of Gun Demon. You've got heaven and hell are actually planets in this universe. They're not supernatural places. And the seraphim reside on heaven, and some of them reside on earth. And the devils mostly all live on earth. They left hell a long time ago, left the demons there that revolted against the devil civilization. So what's happened is the demons are just stuck there, and they want to get to Earth and just ravage everything. They're basically ravenous monsters. And so their boss uses the one type of technology that they have, which is biotech, to create 100 of these Mauler demons to be sent to Earth. They can just fit just enough space to fit through a portal to get to Earth to go on this mission. All the other demons are 25 foot tall and plus. I mean, they're massive creatures, so they can't get in through the portal. So the idea is these Maulers are sent to go find a devil and bring it back so that devil can operate the technology, leave the gate open, and also widen it enough so that they can spill into Earth. And what they didn't plan on was Gunny comes to Earth and feels joy for the first time. And, for 1 year, he'd been trying to survive the training that the demons put him through. And he did survive it, but there was no joy during any of that period. And he knows nothing about Earth. So he has to be, it's like a stranger in a strange land story. But he's also, in this book, he's going to be in his toddler stage of mental maturity, basically. Anything outside of combat, he's like a child. He's kind of innocent, doesn't understand Earth, the languages, people, anything. But he loves video games and sushi. And his favorite band is Vola, which leads me to something I'm really excited to announce today. As I spoke with their manager earlier, and it's official, we're going to be promotional partners. So Vola is going to be, the band is, Gunny listens to Vola as his favorite band, because this is my favorite band on the planet. And I always looked at it like, if you don't ask, you're just going to get a no. So I reached out to the drummer of Vola, Adam Janzi, and asked him, said, hey, man, can I write my character as a fan of your band? And they talked it over, said hell yeah, and I talked to the manager today, so they're going to go forward with it. I'm going to get to feature one of their songs in my promotional campaign video, which I'm going to be launching here with probably within a month, I would have to say at this stage. I've had a lot of delays. I already planned on having the campaign launched by now, but lots of delays. You know how it is, guys. It's just a constant adventure. So basically, Gunny has to learn how to be an individual, and throughout the process, he meets the who's known as Celestian, the champion of Earth, who's basically the Superman of our shared universe. And Celestian sees something special in Gunny, so he takes him under his wing and starts teaching him how to be a hero. And of course, Gunny fucks up everything because he just has no clue what's going on. Likes fast cars, but he wrecks them, can't drive. Stuff like that. And it's just a fun romp. There's no politics. It's just a underdog superhero.
These days, even no politics seems like it's politics. You know what I mean?
Almost in a way. And it's definitely like a marketing pitch, like look at the Joker movie. That was anti-woke political, it was basically anti-woke marketing right there. And it worked. But I mean, the bottom line is, we need escapism. We need fun. And, Javi and I are prepared to take our IPs as far as we can. Absolutely, as far as we can. We've hired a lot of really excellent talent to design characters, and we've got 3D modelers right now working on our characters. We're going to be releasing short animated movies, and we'll release those first in the mailing list. And then a few weeks later, we'll release it on our YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff.
So you're gonna do short animated movies, like how long? Like
10-minute long short animated movies, yeah.
Wow, that's gonna I mean, do you have an animation company you're partnering with? Because I mean, damn, that's gonna be expensive.
No, it's actually the way we're doing it in house. We've got a few pros that have set up the workflow for Javi and I, and we've been learning how to just do all the stuff we need to do to set up our own short animated movies. I've got a long background in film. I've been a video director now for, I don't know, a couple decades or so, all indie, of course. And the gate to Hollywood was closed to non-leftists. It's just like Comics Gate, I watched all the hot chicks, get all the awesome gigs and backing and all that kind of stuff. And the LGBT, everybody playing their gimmick however they can, and they got through the gate, and the gate closed in my face every time. I basically took my shared universe, or not shared at this time, it was my universe back when I was a teen, and I've just basically adapted it with what I've been developing over the last few decades. Like, it's kind of the culmination of a few decades of work. So we're going to be introducing each character and one at a time, and give them plenty of story. I'm used to writing movie scripts, so actually I'm writing the script now for Gun Demon, and I'm flying through it because I'm used to writing such a bigger script. It's like such easier work for a graphic novel. So I'm loving it. It feels very organic, and I'm really excited. So
yeah, it's actually, it was an interesting transition from writing movie scripts to comic books. I went through that same transition, so I love it. Yeah, it's instead of, you have to learn that things aren't moving, that they're just snapshots. You know what I mean? So that is like, you just have to, when you're telling the story, that's basically what you have to change, and then you realize you don't have 120 pages to tell a story. You have, you know what I mean, with that you have, like 24 or 48, whatever, but I mean, but you only have so many panels a page. And then, oh look, we have somebody here in the chat.
There he is.
Is he what's this? That's still Hex's screen share. So he's not, I sent him a link. So Javi, you have a link on Facebook. If you click it, it will take you to this stream, and you can sit and talk with us also. We're not going to wait for him to do it. If he shows up, we'll bring him in. Everybody's all silent. We're all waiting. Yeah. So what else you want to tell us about this? So the good news about the band is pretty awesome. That's fun because you know
It's my favorite band, dude. To be able to partner up like that, you know, on promotion, you know, with my favorite band is just, it just blows my mind. You know, it's dream come true.
Yeah.
Is he still not getting in there?
He caught on. He says, "Oh, yeah, here he comes."
So what else you want to tell us about this? So the good news about the band is
we're getting an echo.
That's fun because you know
that's my favorite band, dude. To be able to partner up like that, you know, on promotion.
Somebody's not
Yeah,
muted the video,
Javi,
right, Hex?
Yeah, I just turned it off, so I think we're not echoing anymore. I'm sorry. I was watching. I'm new to this streaming stuff. So.
Right on. Welcome.
Tell them about Mechyard Warriors, Javi.
Mechyard Warriors. I really kind of just wanted to participate and watch tonight, but yeah, I guess you know, Mechyard Warriors is another collab that we're doing. I'm Native American, so I'm trying to implement some of the and I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen here, not the camera, but I'm looking at trying to implement some of the Native American style of storytelling, and like you guys were talking about, you know, movie scripts and comic scripts and storyboard, and then there's just a whole different type of field of telling stories. And some of the traditional storytelling is, you know, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and the 8 points and all these hero goals and stuff like that. But so yeah, I don't know if I just like totally confused you on the question, but Mechyard Warriors is pretty much a Native American culturalistic type of portrayal of stories. So we're using a part of the world that Greg and I has created, mostly him, but we're kind of implementing that in there. But it's realistic, so there's a lot of military engagement, style structure. The world is pretty much at a teeter-totter point, and there's technology and robots that are, you know, controlled by humans, and then other aspects of it and all that. If that gives you a gist of it, I mean, I don't know really what to say about how it is, because it's literally developing as we speak.
So how do the two worlds, you said that they cross over? How does the crossover happen?
We're actually still working on that, but I mean, like you said, we've been working on this for about 6 months or so. So a lot of the storyline for Gun Demon, he's already had that laid out, and he's got. I mean, well, he's right there. He can tell you, but
yeah, basically, we're leading up to a semi-post-apocalyptic setting event, and it's. To give you a little bit of an idea, we have this galactic imperium. This is Star Wars influenced, of course. Lucas was he was my first influence. And anyways, there's this galactic imperium in charge of our galaxy, and people don't know it. Different corporations are basically a little bit of Dune influence in there too. Different corporations manage different solar systems. And when a planet gets to the point of being a little bit technologically advanced, they just wipe the planet, reseed it, and start all over. So basically, this has happened on Earth 5 times previous. 5 callings of mankind have happened, and planet reseeded. So now we're approaching the 6th calling of mankind. And some of these characters, Gun Demon won't be a part of that first big storyline. He comes about 20 years later after it in the world that, you know, grows out of that post-apocalyptic setting. But we have several characters. Another one comes out of another book that we've got planned that launches another character called Hellmaster. And this is it's called World War Hell. Daniel Fogarty is the creator, and it's basically essentially it's you've got you've got the Allied Allied forces invading Germany at the end of World War II, and all of a sudden these gates to hell open up, and these massive demons just start spilling out, destroying everything. So the Axis and Allied forces have to team up together to survive the demon onslaught. And out of the middle of this big mess, one hero arises, and he'll be one of the characters that goes on to the 6th calling, you know, and that storyline. Then we have another character called Archivist, who is a wizard essentially. He's from a long line of archivists, but what people think is magic is actually technology. I was actually pitching this for about 3 years around the country as a movie. I wanted to shoot a trilogy, and I got some pretty decent support for it. So I'm thinking I'm going to, also run a campaign on that after Mechyard Warriors and World War Hell. The Archivist ties directly into the story of the calling of mankind and all that. So we've got all these different characters moving in. We're also in talks with a few other creators about bringing their characters in, or them potentially creating one to fit into the universe. So
and that's what kind of works well with us, is that Greg does have a vast world already created. He's been working on it for a long time. So when I got introduced to him, I'm like, okay, well, that sounds pretty cool. But in native culture, we've got Judicola or something like that. How can we implement that type of story from the Native Americans and implement it in a new and fresh way to portray the Native American stories that are really rich here? Because if you look at storytelling from both of our perspectives, is that he's got a lot of story and how he's wanting to build this world, and his world is as rich as you can get it. And then on top of that, implementing real life type of culturalistic stories that come into the Native Americans and then implement them in that way. For me, that gives me an opportunity to express those Native American views and perspectives on people that are going to absorb it to where it's not typically seen as something racially appropriated or any of that other BS. They're just enjoying a really rich story with that premise behind it. So for us, it's just a way of, because verbal culture is in every nation. It doesn't matter whether you're white, green, black, or everybody's got a rich culturalistic storytelling behind them. And for me, I just want to be able to portray that in Mechyard Warriors with the help of Greg, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, what are you most excited about on your book? Do you have anything you can show us of Mechyard Warriors? Do you?
Pretty much most of my stuff is 3D, Hex. We're working towards actually building some phone games and stuff like that. So, my approach to this whole thing, because I'm not like Greg, I'm not traditionally like building comics out, and I get this, building comics out, you do your penciling, you do your inking, you do your colors, and then you send it to a printer and stuff like that. That whole workflow for us, it just doesn't work because he's in Ohio and I'm in Florida, and then print media and stuff like that. Eventually, it's going to get to a digital platform anyway. And my background, I'm a non-structural engineer for 20 years, so technically, there was a different approach to all of this, because I'm not like him or Comic Skater or some of you seasoned people. I don't have any idea about comics other than this brief, 6 months, 5 months into it. So my approach to building out the book and how I'm laying that out, I'm still working through them as well. Now he's taking a different approach. He's hiring artists and stuff like that to do all of his work and coloring and stuff like that. I'm not going that route. So does that answer your question?
Some of my question. I'll have another question to fill the hole here. So so it sounds like you're basically doing more like character development stage right now. Which is cool, which is important. But then you mentioned video games and that kind of stuff, which is always a fun avenue. So I'm curious as to when do you think you will be able to have a comic book format worked out?
Well, again, we're partners in this, so we've got a plan. on how we want to do this. So we've already teamed up. It's not like I'm trying to push my product and I'm trying to be so.
Oh no, I'm just trying to like get a sense of the timeline kind of thing. Is it like like either coming?
I'm looking at within the next month to two launching the Gun Demon campaign. What I'm basically at the mercy of is the artists that I've hired, and I've went after some pretty highly sought after artists, and you get a waiting list. If I'll tell you what, if I could go back, this might be a little bit of advice for any other creators coming in. If I could go back to the beginning of this process, I would have just went right for what I wanted to do initially, which was go for the big artists that I wanted, like Simon Bisley. I would have just paid the money because I've already spent much money right now, and I could have just went right for a Bisley cover and all that. But Rob Willis is going to produce some content very soon. And I spoke with Paul Billix. He's the colorist on Shinobi Sasquatch, really freaking awesome colorist. And so he's going to be doing the colors for Gun Demon. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to reach out to Simon Bisley, but I don't know if he's going to do a cover for me or not. You know how that works. But
Yeah.
it's a big dream of mine since I was pretty much a kid to do anything that has Simon's name on it. You know what I mean? To work on anything with that guy. He's just the visual god as far as I'm concerned. So it would be a dream come true to see Gunny drawn by him. So I'm going to reach out to him. I mean, if you don't ask, then it's just going to be a no, right?
Well, it's not a no or a yes if you don't ask. It just doesn't happen.
It's a no. Yeah, it doesn't happen.
And my approach, I think I'm right now, development-wise, I'm creating the world in which the book is going to be portrayed in, and then I'm using 3D assets to be able to create if you would, the red or blue pencil of it. And I'm going to go back over, ink that, and then I'm going to ink that myself, and then I'm going to go back and color it myself. So a lot of the art itself physically will be done by me, but and Greg constantly says this. He's like, this is a very, very risky approach to it, but that's just what I want to do. So we have totally different approaches as how we're going to do our books. And as far as them coming out, they'll probably come out within the same amount of time without conflicting with each other, because we obviously don't want to conflict with each other. That's just business at the end of the day. But they will be pretty much consistent. And then after that, we do have plans, because once we get that model in place, it's just about duplication, and then we'll just keep duplicating it. So you'll continuously see more products coming out afterwards. And our mindset, both wise, is that we're flipping everything that we do make into this, into producing more content and more books. So immediately after we finish one campaign, we're going to be ready and set up for the next campaign, pretty much. Am I wrong, Greg?
Well, that sounds pretty accurate. Javi's a printer. He's got professional printing equipment, and so we're going to be able to actually produce everything in-house. So that's going to allow us to keep quality high and the price lower at least, like more quality, bang for the buck, so to speak. I'm going for like an Image kind of 2.0 look. Early 90s Image comics, those are my favorites. Wildcats, Spawn, Pit, and all that. The Max, I love that look. And what's really been inspiring me lately is Kyle Ritter's colors. Man, it's like I can't wait to get Starblades. I backed that one. I just cannot wait to get that one and hold that book, because that looks fucking amazing. And I also like Paul Billix colors a lot. Just, those two, I think right now are two of the top colorists in the business. And that's the quality level I want to go for. I want to, produce a book at the end of the day that I'm going to pick up myself and go, fuck yeah, dude. That's the whole plan of it.
Well, right on. So, I'm trying to see if I got like a full picture here. So Gun Demon, and then that is probably going to be coming out first, and you have that in progress. But you don't have anything you can show us yet. You're going to do a reveal pretty soon. You said you had the campaign almost ready to launch. Do you have a mailing list for it already set up, or
haven't started the mailing list yet? I'm just doing early promotion right now. I've been on. I appeared at CromCon. So did Javi last weekend. Been on a few streams of Skip Edwards' stream. But yeah, this is very, very early promotion right now. But this, getting that message from the manager of Vola really excited me a lot. So that's, that's something that can bring interest into Gun Demon, and then in turn, I'll be able to hopefully turn a lot of people in this community onto some, more modern metal. I know a lot of people haven't heard Vola, and they really should. They're freaking amazing. So it's pretty exciting. We got some good stuff in store. And the design there and the logo was done by James Dean Anderson. As soon as he sketched out that design of Gunny, I knew I was looking at the, the first version of Gunny. I've got 3 storylines planned out, where the second one, he's going to be in his adolescent stage of development. He'll be sort of rebellious. At that point, Celestian, the champion of Earth, is more like a father figure to him rather than a mentor. And he rebels against him. And it deals with a lot of the theme in the second book is going to be how villains use PR campaigns in the media to appear to be heroes, and how young people can get sucked into it. It's a very important topic, I think, but it's not political as in left or right sense. It's more like people should really pay attention to what their kids are absorbing. What they're absorbing is, creating their brains, like they're is firing their synapses. So that's what the second book. And then the third book is, I don't want to say much about that, but I've got the 3 planned. The third one, it's going to be his coming of age story. That's all I'll say at this point. But the way I'm going about it is awesome. What's awesome is now that I'm a good ways through writing the script for the 50-page graphic novel, I've discovered how much story I had to actually cut out. And so that's given me a lot of extra content to throw into the short animated stories, short animated films we're going to be doing. So I'm essentially setting up the 3 eras of Gunny's life. And, it's going to be a very different style of character in each one of them. He's young and innocent in the first. It's kind of funny, lighthearted. Second one's going to be more rebellious. Third one's going to be very serious and dark. At this point, he's mature. It's pretty brutal too, the story I've got planned for the third one, and that'll bring a finale to that trilogy.
Yeah, very cool. Well, it sounds like it's a good start. I mean, obviously you got a little bit going on, but when you have your mailing list, you'll definitely have to do another round on the promos. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, I will definitely, yes.
Yeah. So you got a long road of promotion ahead of you. That's for sure.
I've already got about, believe it or not, I've got about 6 months into promotion already, and I'm barely even starting into the actual, the YouTubing, the stream tour, or any of that kind of stuff. But I'm doing a lot of promotion outside of CG. Sorry, what was that?
I said, "Who are you people, and where's my horse?"
So let me guys, you haven't met, this is a Church of Failure. Church is probably very inebriated at this point.
What's up, Church?
So I have a little bit of a different approach with what Greg's doing too. Like I'm fixing to start Backyard Warriors Sketch Corner with Twitch and YouTube, and I'm getting that set up with the help of Christy. She's already doing some of that streaming and doodles for me and stuff like that. So like I guess some of the promotional wise that I'm going to do is like because I'm like new to this all of this whole thing, how to get into it and all that. So like I'm going through the stages, and I kind of want to take people with it that are like me that don't know what to do, like who to reach out to or who's good and who's bad or what, you know what I'm saying? Not that they're good or bad, but or who to reach out to maybe improve their sketching abilities, or who to look at for artistic influence, or story wise, or any of that stuff. So
I'll let you know right now that I'm one of the bad ones.
Right? Yeah, bad ones. Everybody's got a little bad in them, right? So,
I'm a wascal.
Right. But that is what I love in this community. And Greg introduced me to this community. But even being confiscated or not confiscated, there's a lot of people out there willing to help these days, and that's really fucking impressive.
Sim is especially one of them. Sim's my boy.
You know, and when people stop what they're doing,
Sim's one bad mother.
yeah,
And also guys like Drew who will have people on like this too. That's fucking awesome, Drew.
So I did send you those 4 pictures on Facebook, though, just to kind of give you an outline of some of the artistic things in which Backyard Warriors is going. But again, we're like you said in the early development stages of Backyard Warriors, so some of that will change. But like to give you a better understanding, we're not just thinking about this. There's literally weeks on weeks of 12 to 14 to 18-hour days that we go through this and work towards, because when you're and nothing against just comic book writers or anything like that, but when you're doing just a comic book and you're just making pages and you're trying to worry about print, that's one beast. But we're literally, me and Greg are there is a butt ton of stuff behind what we're doing, animation wise, CG animation wise, 2D animation wise. We can, like you said, we can literally print anything. So we can do sublimation printing, poster printings from up to 44 inches to whatever, 17 by 11 posters. We can print books.
To quote my man Walter White, my dude's over here empire building.
What is it?
That's right, brother.
I said he's empire building.
That's right. We got to slay the Disney mouse beast, man. We got to slay it.
I mean,
the fucking dragon's got to go down, man.
We can even do embroidery. I mean, we can do just about any kind of print medium that you can think of, and that's how we're coming at it.
Yeah. By the way, if any of you creators, if you want to talk to Javi about him possibly printing out some stuff, he may be able to have some competitive prices for you there.
We should talk, Javi.
Yeah.
Also, I've got another guy too named Martin Soto, who is a world-class sculptor. Soto is his last name. You can look him up on Facebook. If you guys need a sculptor, he is amazing. You can look at his page and see for yourself. And I'm hiring him here in the very near future to do a Gunny sculpt and also an Abaddon sculpt, which is Gunny's nemesis that I'm looking forward to revealing soon.
I'm coming in late, but I'm led to believe that we have a gun-centric comic book coming out.
Oh, yes.
I love gun books. The Sixth Gun. And
it's Six Gun Gorilla looks fucking great.
No. The Sixth Gun. The indie book that came out about the 6 mythological guns that had independent properties. The Sixth Gun.
I haven't heard of that one. Who's the creator?
Vestige.
It's actually somewhat.
He broke up.
Yeah, church crashed.
Disney got us again.
Damn it.
Damn them.
Yep. He crashed all the way. He'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be back.
Yeah, the beauty. One thing I would like to say before we continue is one thing that's great about producing in-house is a lot less chance of not being able to fulfill.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is true. There's a lot of complications. You know what I mean? And there's a learning curve, and it gets easier every time. But the market swings. You know what I mean? It swings back and forth, and the smartest thing to do is to build an audience. You know what I mean? And not necessarily a YouTube audience, because that can go away just as easy as anything.
Yeah,
you need to build an email list. And you need to communicate with them regularly. That's the trick.
Oh yeah.
The Sixth Gun, Oni Press, Cullen Bunn, the writer. Cullen Bunn,
look that up.
Oni Press.
And Backyard Warriors has backyardwarriors.com, and we are gonna create a landing page for an email list and stuff like that. I know some people think that's a little tacky or whatever, but people have to realize that Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. All these different platforms.
They're all fickle.
They are, and if you're really interested in supporting any kind of IP or any kind of person, you need to really get in there and be able to have a form of communication like what you're talking about with an email list, so that us as the creator have something that we can send you, not absurdly like every hour on the hour. We're not sending you a whole bunch of shit, but definitely be able to have a way to communicate and say, hey, you know.
Well, that's basic. That's basic Comicscape business.
Yep.
You do things from the mailing list, and that's we did the R&D on how it's done and everything, and the mailing list will be coming very soon. I wanted to have really good content to unveil for the mailing list, because that's one thing I'm going to do with the mailing list is release regular free content in there first before we unveil it publicly. That way, those in the mailing list, I'm not just bugging them saying, hey, take time out of your day. I'm saying, hey, look at this cool picture, or hey, here's a short story for you. You know, things like that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of tricks to audience maintaining, but the bigger trick is to develop and maintain your own fan base following, you know, and don't focus on just YouTube, don't focus on just Facebook, because at any time those platforms could change their rules, and you know what I mean, you could be asked out. So I mean, think about how often Facebook changes. Like if you use Facebook, Church, I'm gonna fucking mute your ass, dude.
He's chopping up some lines there.
Who knows the fuck he's doing? It's loud though.
Yeah, you know, and teaming up with Greg and looking at a lot of these approaches that some of these creators are doing, you know, and they're following a model and stuff like that, and that's what I really like about mine and Greg's approach to what we're doing. And I won't really get too much into it because we want to reveal it, but we have a lot of different approaches that we're gonna come out the gate with, and hopefully it gets perceived well, and you know, and that it allows to a lot more broader audience to be able to have exposure to our product. So, but yeah, we definitely have that in mind for sure.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, if you run a printing business, I'm sure you're familiar with the basics of marketing, because you'd go out of business if you weren't. So it's like I
told you we're Native American, right? I'm not smart. My wife is.
What branch? What branch of Native American, sir?
What nation? We're Cherokee.
Okay. Catawba and Cherokee over here. So I feel you.
What is that?
Catawba and Cherokee over here. A little bit of Iroquois.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm just an American mutt myself, you know.
Hey, we're all the way I see it, we're all two-legged clans, so it doesn't matter what blood you got in you.
Yeah. Well, we're all sinking in the same damn ship, whatever we call ourselves.
You ain't wrong about that, brother.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to cover about Gun Demon, or I'm sorry, I know it's Mecha, but I can't remember the whole name. It's
Mech Yard Warriors.
Mech Yard Warriors.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. It's on.
I'm just gonna associate that with Backyard Warriors, and then I'm just gonna go Mech on that. And
there you go.
Remember,
Backdoor Warriors. They're going for the poop shoot.
That's probably already on X videos, actually.
It is.
Copyright strike.
Right. Let me make sure about that.
Yeah, I better research it too, actually.
It's worth researching, let me just tell you.
Again.
There's costumes and everything.
That's why I don't want sex scenes. That's why I don't want sex scenes in movies. You just have porn on the internet. Why the hell do I want to waste a superhero movie with softcore porn?
Yeah. Now you know why Sim always has his avatar up.
Yeah, so plus people don't complain, they just see the top of my head.
Well, your room's always dark when you can see you on camera. Still can't see you.
That's since I bought those lights. But yeah.
It's kind of like Tim Allen's neighbor in what was that freaking Home Improvement or where you
Wilson, yeah.
That was a great show. I missed that show.
Look,
I think it's coming back.
No, they're doing a show on the History Channel.
Yeah, they're doing an offshoot that's themed on the show within the show that they did.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then if you, in a way, it did come back with a different cast. If you're talking about Last Man Standing, you know what I mean. That in a way that's basically Home Improvement, but it's with a different cast. You know what I mean.
Last Man Standing was good until they took it to Fox and changed the cast.
Well, I haven't. I only watched it on Netflix. I haven't watched it on TV because I can't stand commercials. So,
yeah.
I don't watch anything anymore. It's all woke, man. It all sucks.
Last Man
It's just
Standing actually wasn't. It was about a
What
dad
wasn't?
who was going. Last Man Standing was about a dad who was constantly fighting his liberal daughters and their woke
Yeah.
boyfriends on their beliefs. It was great.
Yeah, he was hardcore Trump supporter, hardcore. So yeah. So I can imagine that the fan base has gone through turbulence, and let's see here. What's up, Edwin? We got Ace on the chat, and then we got
Hell,
Dave here.
Hey,
So,
Master Ace.
Hello and
But,
welcome, everyone.
What I was getting at before my internet decided to crap out. I'm a huge nerd for gun books. East and West, Six Gun, God Gun, that's been teased by Von Klaus. All of those things really piqued my interest. So
Well, what got me to do this, part of why I wanted to make him a demon with guns, is I love Spidey, and I love Spidey combat scenes. Real fast. He's agile. He's jumping around. He's doing all that stuff. So I wanted to see a character that did that, but instead of web shooters, he's got freaking guns. And the first book, it's going to be handguns. He starts with like a Desert Eagle, and the second, he ends up with Seraphim blaster pistols at the end of the book. The second book, he's going to go into some ARs.
did you channel your inner Dante or Devil May Cry to come to this?
No, it was more like just being here in Ohio, man. This is redneck country. We got guns everywhere. We love guns.
Ohio, redneck.
We love it.
I'm from Arkansas.
just like in Ohio, it's really easy to get your hands on an unregistered gun. In fact, they usually come as gifts. Yes.
Well, no comment, but
No,
I just
I lived in Ohio for a short period of time, a couple of years. So
I think you can get anything in Ohio, unfortunately. Especially meth, it seems like, judging from my hometown and the mess that it's in. It's nuts around here. It could be a constant, like a Jerry Springer type show or a reality TV show around here. Just walk down the street with a camera.
Yeah.
I ought to do that, actually.
IRL streaming.
Yeah, why not? Go out on a Friday night and show you guys what the bars are like around here. It
Just
gets
don't ever
pretty
say
ridiculous.
text to speech, please.
So,
Big
I
fat
got-
redneck women slugging it out with each other on the street and shit. It's fucking stupid.
So,
you
so
can
tell us
review
what
that.
we're
You
looking
put that
at.
behind a paywall.
Tell us what we're looking at here.
Oh, that's the first concept of the housing module that Ben actually lives in. So it's an interior of a living thing, and then there's a track that goes on the top of that, which holds like a house robot TX-47 Otis, and there's a and that's the actual mech. That's an ECM. And I'm still working on that, but that's like to give some update on, constantly I'm either doing 3D or I'm doing sketching or something in regards to getting this.
I want to pilot that mech. I want to drink a fifth of bourbon and pilot that mech right now.
Right?
Well, it gets better because that's basically the starter military mech that his protagonist Ben begins in.
Yeah.
And Ben gets his hands on some Seraphim tech and reverse engineers it. He brings this technology to the humans basically, and he builds a much more advanced mech than that, and that he becomes sort of like the Iron Man of our shared universe.
Right. So like there's a game in our culture. It's stickball, which most people know it as oh my gosh, I lost the name of the word for that. Anyway, there's a story behind that actual game on how it came to be. It's a little war brother, little brother of war, is the original, but and it was even told back and longer stories about the animals would watch the humans and the animals play too and all that when man and animal talk to each other. And that's another thing about Jatakula too is that person. So there's an enlightenment point in this story that's based off of that. But that mech, the Mechyard Warriors as a name and its premise came off of that originally. you would have different factions, and in this game, and they would war, and people would die and stuff like that. And instead of going out and just killing people, they came up with this game in regards to be able to preserve humanity in itself and not kill people. Because if you start killing people, eventually you're going to kill off that species, which is human. So they divide this game, and that's the game is what it's called. It's called Mech Yard Warriors. So they have different little mech yards and these different little factions of pockets of people, and they send out these warriors to play this game to handle disputes. So like if one faction was warring with another faction, they would handle this in a mech yard warrior game, as opposed to actually having a physical body of people go attack this village and just annihilate it. They would have their best warriors, and K-Matt and Ben, who's known as Mac, but those guys are pretty much on the front line of that game as well, amongst becoming kind of like first heroes by saving the other thing. So there's a lot of different aspects to the story, but Backyard Warriors in itself is pretty much off of that premise.
So what you're telling me is essentially you have giant, like 3-story tall mechs in the same universe, at least, as a demon who's a sharpshooter with a handgun and his guns evolve.
Right. Well,
we're on our way to a Comicsgate Justice League, is what you're telling me.
Something like that, sure.
Yeah, something like that.
We've also got a sort of Superman type character named Celestian, the champion of Earth, who guides Gunny on how to be a superhero.
Just promise you don't ever let him leave the planets for 10 minutes to calm down and come back to a disaster. I've read Irredeemable. It was good the first time. I don't want to read it again. Please don't.
I'm not familiar with that story.
That's the.
Is that a Marvel atrocity? Story. Is it, or what is it?
No, that's a Mark Waid atrocity. It's a fantastic story. It's absolutely phenomenally written. I can't shit on Mark Waid one bit for his writing in it. However, it's so over the top deconstructionism that I don't think I could ever put myself through it again. And I couldn't even put myself through it again.
I gotcha.
In Kingdom Come or in whatever the DC fighting game comic was. What was that? Anybody remember?
No.
Injustice,
yeah.
Where Superman went crazy because of the Joker. It's the same story. It's terrible.
I haven't been interested in anything Marvel and DC for a long, long time. Actually,
yeah, me too.
And to kind of compile that, we've already talked about that. We don't want a supreme being in our universe at all. Anyway,
yeah.
We want to go for a more realistic approach, a more realistic hero type of atmosphere where these guys are vulnerable in some aspects. But like any hero, if you don't have, because they have to be an expert in their field or whatever the blah, blah, blah scenario set up for good storytelling is, we have to have those implemented into it. But also, there needs to be a threshold there. And we've talked about that, where, you just can't have this person or being or whatever that just can't be killed by some form or some way. There's always got to be two sides to the coin. So,
yeah, like our Superman guy, Celestian, he's nowhere near Kal-El's power level, nothing close to it. He's probably a little bit stronger. I would say Celestian's a little stronger and just a little more durable than Captain America. He's somewhere around that level, but he's like, he's pretty much like the toughest guy without a mech or something like that aiding him. Gunny is a big time underdog in almost every single fight he's in because he's about 5'10". He's a very powerful fighter, but he's up against massive demons that are very powerful. One claw strike, and he's ripped in half. So he's constantly dodging, climbing, leaping the entire time.
He's your Dex character.
Yes. He's always on the move. He's firing off bullets all the time. And another little fun thing he does is he hides handguns all over the place when he sets up a fight. This is my influence from The Punisher back in the day, because he was Frank Castle was one of my favorites. You know how he always had a backup plan. Gunny finds that he likes guns a lot. It's one of his favorite things on earth. So when he beats up some gang members, he gets they leave the money behind. He gets the loot. and he goes and he buys a bunch, and he hides them all over the block, you know, in different places and ammo. So throughout the whole fight, you know, you're seeing him. Oh, he's almost out of ammo. Drops that gun, rolls over underneath a trash can, pulls another one out, leaping right back up on, you know, just constant moving. And Celestian flies overhead with wings. He's got armored wings. He uses them sort of like a shield.
So you
Very
took
exciting.
the trope of suspension of disbelief of like pulling weapons out of nothing, and you actually gave it a sustainable answer in universe. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Because nobody ever really gave it that sustainable answer in universe. Like occasionally they do a flashback after a fight where the Punisher was planting weapons for the fight or something like that, but it was never like a preconceived notion of that's just what this character.
I can
does.
recall some War Journal. Actually, I could dig in my books. I know there's at least one where he talks about his backup plan for his backup plan, and it shows him actually setting up explosives under a
How many
dock, I
bunkers?
remember.
How many
Yeah.
bunkers
Right.
you had? Yeah, you had that machine gun there. You had something under that sewer there, and you're like, wow.
He knows
has
exactly where it is. He knows
Yep.
where the detonators are. He's got it set up, and that's Gunny's like that with his guns. But everything else, Gunny is just sort of like a kid. He's easily distracted. He's impatient.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of the fun of it. You know, he's like he doesn't know what he's doing except when it comes time to fight, and then he fucks shit up.
Well, that's cool. So we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes, so it's time to jump over to this real fast. Sim, you want to?
There we go. Film.
Yes.
Yeah. Go check out Tales from the Nav Verse, an anthology series leading to a world-building experience, introducing a whole bunch of the characters, leading to Not the Merc. And right now, we're standing at 103% with 72 backers.
Nice.
And it's also the only place you can get a copy of Blood Hunt, a 76-page comic of my own demon with guns. But he's not a demon, he's a vampire, it's just a joke.
He's pretty demonic.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling Gunny you said that.
I'm sure they'd be friends.
Yeah, I think they probably would. I think Gunny would get on his nerves, though. He would like to have him in a fight, but he'd probably get on his fucking nerves.
So yeah, go check it out. And I'm already working on number 2 right now. So all the line art is done. I got the Simon Bisley print unlocking at 15.
Shit.
When we reach 15, yeah, I got Bisley print.
The magic name.
And you know it. You saw it a long time ago.
Yes. I just, every time I hear that name, dude, you know what it does. Amazing.
Tales from the Nav Verse. This ongoing anthology collects short stories introducing characters within the Nav Verse, and are all connected to the main series, Nav the Merc.
I love how you draw
This
women.
64-plus page perfect bound anthology series collects short stories introducing Nat, Milwaukee, Rose,
The
Zen,
first one was
and other
2012.
characters
That's
within the
2015.
to know and love in this prelude.
Then you get to the new stuff.
Mm.
This volume contains 2 previously published Nat stories, as well as the previously published Helena Rose stories, introducing you to those characters. In addition, you'll also be receiving 2 brand new stories by Simon Sim Paultier. Royal Rumble, colored by 7 Legions Michael Beacon. Also, Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman of Xenotype. Arm up and fire off into the Nav Verse.
Hell yeah, Sim.
And as you know, I'm working on my own little anime intro for when I release the actual book, Not the Merc. And right now, I've been going through all the old stuff of when I first planned all those short story, right? And I found some that I found new ones. So I might have a number 3 coming out too.
Nice.
Before I launch the entire book, I have
Well, everybody go check that out. Let's see. Let's put the link in the description if Sam hadn't already done it. Oh, he hadn't done it yet. So let's do that in the chat, I mean. So there we go.
All right. Can't wait for that.
And just a little wink to people in case you didn't know. There's the sexy tier. Sexy print tier. It's at $69. That means that it's for 2, right? So you get 2 books, 2 sets of prints. With a nice discount, and all that for $15 shipping to the U.S.
You get the Bisley?
No,
you get the Bisley with it.
When we get the 15K, everybody that backed a physical tier gets the Bisley, gets the Joe Ball, gets the 6 a.m. stickers because I got them done. They're printing right now. I got 6 a.m.
Well, we need to get that thing to 15K then. God damn it, I want that Simon Bisley.
You want the other one too, because when we reach 20K, I'm opening a swimsuit special with the Telson and Nav Verse, and I'm starting to add as we make more money. I'm adding new artists to come in and do more pieces, so it's gonna grow. So it's gonna be a nice swimsuit special Ashcan.
Just check X videos first, though. Once again, don't forget that's very important. They have lots of money, Yeah,
he checks it regularly just to be sure.
I think most people check X videos first.
We're kind of advertising for them. I wonder if YouTube's gonna boot you off here, Drew.
I wonder if we can get a sponsorship.
Not
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. We could probably work something out there, Sam.
That's funny. That's funny.
I could get hired as a model, maybe.
Straight or gay model? That's the question, fella. That's the
Hey.
question.
We got Pop,
Whatever, man.
Pops
It's
in the house.
2016.
We got Pops.
It's not called acting for nothing.
Gay for play.
Dude's got to pay those bills, man.
You gotta go
Right
both.
And just before I check this out, I'm gonna share this.
Oh,
Just one
yes.
thing. So for the people that didn't see it yet, here's the second cover.
This is another one I
Number
want to
2.
back. I love that. I love that sort of that the Captain Love's got that old school sci-fi style to it. Now, nobody's doing that now. That's super cool.
So
Captain
this is
Love
just
has
a little
theme
wink
song
to.
that stays stuck in my head all the time.
Yep. That's the idea.
It is catchy. So this
I like
is
to see people doing different stuff.
this is cover for number 2, and it's one of them. And the other one's gonna be like a digital painting. That's Inkspot's gonna paint over my art, so it's gonna be awesome. I've been waiting to get that done for a while.
Sick.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So if you have not yet, take a moment to go on over to the Captain Love campaign and check out the book. You will not be sorry if I can help it. Yeah.
It's a great story. I love the hero, the cleansing, and chapter 1. It's great stuff. You guys, go back this book.
Yeah.
If
And
you're
Tales
cheeky,
from that adverse.
to be extra cheeky, go show this campaign some love.
Yeah, actually, the campaign needs a little love. It's slow going because of the time of year, and that I don't think people are catching on that I'm doing like chapters. You know what I mean? They see Rise of the Pirate King chapter 2, and they don't realize it's different than chapter 1. I think that's a common problem.
There's also a lot of campaigns that launch in the last month.
Yeah, there's like 3 times the campaigns there were last year at this time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, there are a lot more backers too. But
Well, actually, right now there's actually less backers than there was 6 months ago. So it's
really,
yeah.
I think there's more actual people, but they're spending more per person than they were. Is really where the median point is on that, because there are more people in the movement now than have ever been. but everybody is strapped right now instead of like your whales coming through and just buying everything.
Yeah.
You think it would be better to launch in January after Christmas?
I would say
God,
I would
no.
say that start your mailing list ASAP, and wait until if for your campaign, if you're not like pressuring it, I would wait until February, maybe even March, if it's because it's especially since it's like your first campaign.
I think it also
February
depends on
gets
when you're thinking of releasing.
February gets you that lonely dollar, and that lonely dollar goes far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, income tax. But of course, some of the big dogs probably will launch around then too. I definitely don't want to launch around the same time Ethan and some of them other guys launch.
Ethan, just Ethan launches at every
launches
Prime.
all the time.
Yeah, he launches at every Prime Avenue, every single
That's
one.
true. That's true. Yeah. He's got his built-in crowd anyways. Yes, he does. He's, I'm part of that crowd myself. I can't wait to get that fucking Salamandroid figure, man. That thing looks sick.
Well,
sick.
My approach on this, I'm not drawing out a cyber frog. So even if I launch beside Ethan, it's a different book anyway.
Yeah. The downside to launching beside Ethan is attention is absorbed because he's promoting his own book really hard, his own stuff, and then also money is absorbed because that's everybody's spending their like allocated indie comic money on Ethan.
Everybody's got allowance. I get it.
And one thing that I have noticed is a lot of people that go for like the Cyberfrog books, their incentives, well, not necessarily incentives, but there are perks and add-ons that make people back multiple times when you go head-to-head with Ethan. So, I mean, that's where the dollars start to spread really thin with those people that would normally back pretty much everything is that launch month, they're going for multiple copies because they know stretch goals are going to get hit.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get hit and you're going to get a bunch of cool shit out of it.
Right. And the success of like Cyberfrog Blood Honey, those first two covers that came out, if you look at those on eBay, like that's speculators market galore right there if you want to buy a Cyberfrog book first printing and put it out there on eBay before it goes live again on the next campaign. I mean, that's big money.
Yeah, I came in when he made the Brie Larson video, and I've just been sucked in ever since. He's been most of my actual video entertainment for the last, year and a half, probably. Him and Gary Beekler, and especially Critical Drinker. Fucking love Drinker. And Mahler. Those guys.
Absolutely.
Drinker and Mahler are probably my biggest favorite vloggers, I'd have to say. But Ethan is right up there, too. He's just fucking hilarious. I mean, goddamn, man. I've been battling SJWs for years, basically alone, and it's funny to see people doing it, in a video. It's kind of
it's fun not being alone.
Yeah, it is, and it's good to be able to sit back and let somebody else do it. It's old, really, but it's just part of social media,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
kind of like banging strippers, STDs are kind of part of that, it's kind of a similar kind of thing.
I actually had to run into that complex with the strippers I have now. Anyway, so side note, we're going to go ahead and do this before we sign off. So enjoy the noise.
Hi, my name is Drewish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. I want to tell you all about the second book, Rise of the Pirate King. Yeah, that's a thing. And in this book, you're going to get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use an amazing creative team. If you know what I mean, if it feels like the universe is caving in and you need love to the rescue.
You guys can't see it, but I'm bobbing feverishly.
Like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He's accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As in he cannot die, and it feels like the universe is caving in, and you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Oh yeah. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk. There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And you feel like the universe is caving in, there'll be love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. There'll be love to the rescue. Captain 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 Love to the rescue.
Thank you for your time. Please back Captain Love and help me share this character with the whole world. And if you're not too busy, like and share this video and help me spread the love. Stay awesome.
Nice.
So if you guys haven't gone and backed that yet, I would really appreciate it if you guys got a chance to get around and doing that. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming. Check out these books. Watch out for Gun Demon. Watch out for Mech Yard. That's going to be cool. The imageries look pretty cool. Get your name on the mailing list there for nets and swords and
Shield, net, sword.
Shield, net, sword. Yeah.
Like rock, paper, scissors. Shield, net, sword.
Yeah, well, maybe it's easier for you to remember.
You have to remember which one to start with.
3 words, each 1 syllable.
Yeah, but we always forget the shield. Did you notice?
Yeah. It's, if you can figure out how to start it right, then it's not a problem. But it's like,
we always forget the shield.
Yeah. You got to talk about it more so we can get our minds trained.
Oh, there.
You got to say it more. You got to tweet it more. You gotta talk
Never forget the shield, brother. Never forget the shield.
Oh no. Oh, that's right. Captain America has a shield, so you can't forget it.
Especially with the strippers you hang out with. Definitely remember the shield. I'm just saying. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Real quick,
thanks.
YouTube.com/Gospel of Comics. Have a good one.
Yeah, sorry, that thing too.